Texas Department of Public Safety and Border Patrol disrupting an attempted human smuggling event on Thanksgiving. Meanwhile, in just 7 days, the Del Rio sector alone had over 10,000 illegal crossings and has seen 34,000 gotaways just since October. Here to react is Brandon Judd, National Border Patrol Council President. Good morning, Brandon. Listen, this turns into a song we just sing every day and don't see any relief, no new elements of security. Give us an update and where we are.
Well, let's be clear why we're not seeing a relief. And the reason is because the White House continues to deflect and lie about what's currently going on. They're trying to set a new normal. They're trying to acclimate the public to what is currently going on the border. They're saying it's not chaos, it's not crisis, and you don't have the mainstream media that's fact-checking them. You know, when you look at the Hunter Biden laptop issue and we say that big tech wouldn't allow that to get out, well, the mainstream media is also covering for the White House on this issue. They're not allowing the American people to understand what is going on. If you're not tuning into Fox News and a couple smaller outlets, you're not understanding what's going on the border, and that's the problem that we're seeing today, and that's why the White House isn't making any changes. They don't have to make changes if the American public isn't upset about what's going on. But let me be clear, what we're seeing on the border is nothing more than chaos, and it's allowing these cartels to bring in the fentanyl. All illegal immigration is doing is facilitating the trafficking of higher value products such as drugs, illegal criminals from special interest countries, or criminal aliens from countries, and that's dangerous to the American people.
You know, let's just do it by the numbers. We have a Bill Maluzin tweet here: 10,343 illegal crossings, 5,903 known gotaways. But here's an important number: 6 sex offenders were arrested. How many weren't arrested? And then CPB sources tell us that the Del Rio, I just said, had 34,000 just since October 1st. Give me some historical context as to what these numbers mean and how concerned we should be.
And Del Rio is only one of 9 sectors. Yeah. When you look across the entire southwest border, we're seeing this everywhere. We're seeing it in the Tucson sector. We're seeing it in the RGV sector. But when you look historically, we should only be apprehending between 30 to 40,000 people every single month. We're up to 200,000 people. We should only be seeing about 5,000 gotaways every single month. We're seeing, upwards of 60,000 gotaways every single month. And this continues to play out day over day, week over week, month over month. And we're setting records every single month that we're seeing. And again, the White House is doing absolutely nothing. No new policies, programs, or operations to allow us to get this chaos under control.
That's something I want to ask you about here. So Republicans are saying, hey, we're going to investigate Mayorkas. They're calling for him to resign. Then some people are saying, well, Mayorkas is doing what his boss is telling him to do. What are those actions? President Trump got elected saying build the wall. Give me 3 actions that this administration could do today to change this.
We could bring more judges down to the border, hold people in custody pending their asylum or deportation proceedings. We could reinstate the Remain in Mexico program, which allowed us to drop illegal immigration to 45-year lows. And we can take the handcuffs off of Border Patrol agents. We can start prosecuting individuals for violating our laws. When they cross the border illegally, that is a criminal act, yet nobody is being prosecuted. I can personally tell you, we're not prosecuting anybody.
I think the important part there is none of that requires legislation. That's executive action. That's the president doing his job, secretary doing his job. Brandon Judd, thank you so much for joining us, and happy belated Thanksgiving.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.